In video 1, we imported 3 CSV files, and in video 2, we looked at the queries and the connections, and particularly the connection properties and the table styles. In this particular video, I'd like to look at the fact that even though we've imported these 3 files into this Excel workbook, we haven't added them to the data model. And in order to be able to use Power Pivot to its full extent, we really need to add these 3 queries or 3 tables or 3 imported files, however you want to look at them, to the actual data model. To do this, we're going to first of all start by going to the Query and Connections pane and clicking on October. And that navigates to the October sheet, but we could have easily just clicked on this sheet as well. So I'm in October and I want to go to my Power Pivot tab in my ribbon. And I want to use this button to add this table to the data model. By clicking this button, it fires up Power Pivot, and I can see looking down here that I've now added the Miller Textiles October 2022 table to my data model. If I want to return to Excel, the easiest way is probably to switch to the workbook using this button here. So I'm going to click this button. Now I've got to add November, so I'm going to click on November in my task pane. I'm going to click on Add to Data Model in my Power Pivot tab in the ribbon, and it's now added the November table to my Power Pivot. I'm going to click this button to switch back to the workbook. I'm going to navigate to December. I'm then going to add this December table to my data model by clicking that button. So not only did we in video 1 import those 3 CSV files, and then in video 2 look at those connections, in this third video we've now added those tables to the Power Pivot data model. Really important. As far as navigating back and forth, you now can see that if we hit this button, we switch to Excel, and if you want to go back to Power Pivot, we don't want to add it to the data model again, we simply hit the Manage button. Now the Manage button resides in 2 places. The Manage button resides on the Power Pivot tab in the ribbon, but also on the Data tab in the ribbon. The same similar looking button appears here in the Data Tools group, and this will also take you to the Power Pivot window. So either click this button to return to Power Pivot and then switch back to Excel, or go to Power Pivot and hit this button to get to Power Pivot and then switch back to Excel. So that's how you navigate between those 2 options. Now also, if I wanted to remove one of these tables from the data model, I would simply right click one of the sheets and I would simply delete it. And that will remove that table from the data model, but I don't want to delete anything at this stage. Notice there's also other options like renaming a sheet, moving it, hiding it, protecting it, all sorts of things. Very similar to Excel features that we're used to.